Welcome to another episode of URC Pod, Chums podcast. It's been one of those weeks already, and probably also with the laughs that we were having beforehand. We may be getting Jacques' girlfriend in for a moment with maybe a few commentary from her father. And unfortunately, Dara, our resident Irishman, says he feels ganged up on. But before you get ganged up on, how are you doing, Dara?
I'm doing great, fantastic, because our first away knockout win in France in 22 years.
Woo!
So I'm doing absolutely fantastic, Kirby.
Yeah.
So bring on the whole of South Africa. Bring y'all on. Get a fan of the Southern
Jacques,
Kings in here as well.
Jacques, how is your steroid use going so far since meeting Elton Yankees last week?
To be quite honest, he's not a bad guy. He's
Uh,
he's actually
Bad
he's
decisions.
a decent dog. Yeah, it's only bad decisions. But it was a good week. Bad weekend seeing the Sharks lost. Oh, horrible.
Well, you could be the Stormers.
Gee,
You
But
didn't even play.
oh, that's
but
probably better.
who's that?
That's probably better than
Who's
what
that?
they.
Andrew. I just want to tell Andrew, listen here. Just because the Sharks lost, I didn't stay away. I'm here.
He wants to join one episode, so I'll
Ooh.
get him on. He's a bit of a cheetah supporter. So there you go, Dora. You get ganged up on
No, another one.
again.
For God's sake, boys.
Oh,
I might
but
have to
anyway,
bring I might have to bring the Jock on the podcast, even if she agree with nothing I say.
yeah, even your girlfriend, you said we'll gang up, even though she's a Glasgow, but half of Scotland comes from South Africa as well, so it's fine.
Exactly. Or half South Africa comes from Scotland. So I don't know which one
So
it
South
is.
Africa actually has 8 teams in the URC. You could probably say 9 or 10 teams.
Munster's not one of them. Munster's not one of them.
You got John Klein, so shh. And
I
what
don't
do you
recall.
Abrams as
You
well.
have you have an Englishman on the wing, so are you part of the Premiership?
Uh, at least we we can also claim that. But anyway, as you can see right now with this week that we've had, we're going to start off with the Challenge Cup, where we had Bayern go down to the Bulls. Now, I didn't watch most of the games this week because I had, 16 hours no power, and then my internet also gave me issues afterwards and everything. So,
Because the Stormers didn't play, because the Stormers weren't good enough to get into the knockouts.
yes, so I went to the beach. Um, but yes, but I did see a bit of a report that the Bulls did look very dominating in that game. I don't know how you guys can say. Maybe
Yeah.
Jacques' girlfriend, when she
Uh,
decides to join us.
from what I watched, which was literally just the highlights, the Bulls would have won by even more if they didn't get the yellow card to Edwin van der Merwe for a high tackle, which was probably a bit harsh. It was a bit of a hometowner. It was a seatbelt tackle, borderline. But yeah, Bulls were better, could win. At least one South
Hmm.
African team is in the last eight.
Yeah, and then going across the country, we went to Montpellier while they were hosting Gloucester. Montpellier went down, which I don't think is the way Reinach would have liked to end his European Cup in France. But anyway, they went down 17 to
Yeah.
24. So yeah,
Glos, I mean Gloucester. I don't know, like how either of you saw Montpellier's first try. It's the most blatant forward pass I've ever seen that to set up the try. And Gloucester got two tries ruled out for forward passes, so I suppose they probably could hold a grudge, but Gloucester were fantastic, better side, and to win away in France isn't easy. But some clubs make it look easy. Don't know
yeah.
which ones. Just some clubs make it look easy to win away in France. Just some.
We'll get to that. We'll get to your one.
I can't wait.
Then Connacht hosting Cardiff. Connacht coming up on top, the first home team to actually win in the tournament for the weekend in the Challenge Cup.
Uh,
So yeah,
Connacht were okay at best. They were a bit lucky. Cardiff
how
kept
is your
going chance after chance.
how is your family feeling about that?
not confident because it's Racing at home on Saturday, and
Yeah.
5 or 6 of my relatives are going to the sports ground for it.
Ah.
But Connacht have better gears than they showed on Saturdays, and Racing are a bit of a basket case. So hopefully, Connacht can squeeze through into the last four.
Hmm. Well, talking about that, Racing went up against Perpignan. That was a bit more. I was kind of expecting it. I mean, especially with the likes of Shumani, oh flip, what's his name? That guy who
Owen
used to play for
Farrell,
the no, not Owen Farrell. That flanker that used to play for the Stormers. Giovanni, whatever.
Diamani.
Diamani, there we go. Jeez, I am so out of it this week. Today killed me at work. But anyway, yeah, he's a very electric flanker that they have. Then Edinburgh, half of South African team beat another South African team 24-12, which maybe Jacques' girlfriend's father might
I
give
want
some
that on
comments
record that I didn't say that. I want that on record that I didn't say that
for now. Uh,
for now.
and then Bath,
Wait until
pretty much with the demolishment of the Challenge Cup, 24-49, beating Palairosa, which unfortunately is, yeah.
Bath are, I want to say Bath are possibly favourites, but if the Bulls win this weekend, they'll have a home semi-final against either Bath or Gloucester. So then I'd probably back the Bulls.
Yeah.
But at the moment, I would say if it was Skull, if Edinburgh were to knock out the Bulls, I'd put Bath as favourites to win it.
Yeah. And then talking about the round of 16.
Where's the Sharks game? Where's the Sharks game? No. The Sharks game didn't come up on that.
Yes, it didn't come up. I don't know why I couldn't. What was the result?
I don't know, Jacques.
We lost 34-21, I think.
Yeah.
Well, thoughts, Jacques. Great performance.
Don't worry, it wasn't. I didn't purposely knock you off. These pictures I didn't make myself. I'm still getting into that.
I don't think any of the Shark fans were complaining to not see the scoreline again, to be fair.
Yeah.
Not complaining at all. Not complaining at all.
But then, as you can see over here with the Challenge Cup, the Champions Cup, Toulon probably with the win that we were all expecting, 74-42 over Saracens.
I mean,
yes, Toje's out.
The win we were expecting, not the scoreline I was expected. I mean, that was brilliant watch. Every minute it seemed there were 16 tries in the match. Saracens blew ahead. Saracens were 35-13 ahead in the first half, but then Toulon, every single time they attacked, they scored. The power game they have atop the wide game. They've got some lethal backs, Jaminet and Garbisi at 10. They've got some very quick wingers.
What was the halftime score?
Half time, I think, was 35-20 or 35-27, I think, to Saris. I think Toulon pulled. So they pulled two back, but it was 35-13 with about 30 minutes gone. Saracens, and then after that, Toulon scored 9 tries in 50 minutes. So they're playing Toulouse this weekend. That's going to be a game and a half.
But I'm just looking at some of the stats here so quickly. I mean, the one thing that probably completely killed Saracens was the fact that out of 9 lineouts, they only won 6. So they lost 3 lineouts. Where Toulon was definitely going for the.
Yeah, but kill Saracens were murdered up front in the second half because it wasn't much the starting team, but they took off their starting front row with 45, 50 minutes gone, and their replacement front row got murdered by Toulon. So every time there was a scrum in the second half, it was just walk up and order a penalty for Toulon. so that's probably what killed them in
Yeah,
the end.
there were 5 tries up at halftime, Saracens, and I'm just having a quick look here. 2 tries for Toulon at that point at halftime. And then Issa with a hat trick. So, I mean,
Yeah,
oh,
Isa, Nicolo, a lot of them were getting involved in it.
yeah, Jaminet, Alanuisa, Fainga Nuka, Serwin, and Tiakavu. I could be
I
messing
don't,
up his
yeah,
name.
I don't care what people say. I know going to South Africa, the altitude is very difficult in the physicality. I'd say
Mm.
it's the hardest thing to do is to go to France, and when they get the Jouet champagne rugby sticking, it's impossible to beat them. Maybe not the. I'm on about the club side more than the national side. I think it's harder to play the box in South Africa than France, but the club side
Mm.
when that jouet rugby goes and everything sticks and it's in the hot steaming weather, hardest away trip in rugby for a club side.
Well, I mean, France, you can literally see in the results out of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games that they had, all 5 of the teams won. So, I mean, going on to the next
No,
game
no,
is
no.
Castro.
4 out of 5 teams in France won. We beat them. We
Oh,
won in
right. My
France.
bad. 4 out of 5. Yeah. I do apologize for that mix up. I counted your girlfriend's one in. That's why. But
Fair enough.
Castro beating Benetton. And I mean, that is a close result. I mean, Benetton, as we know, is definitely stepping up at the moment.
Well, Benetton got robbed. I don't know if you saw the mid-match scuffle, but one of the Benetton players got thrown over the advertising board and it wasn't even a card. He
But
got like
there was
flung
also,
over.
you could say the same thing for the Leicester game as well. Like the one Leicester player got raked in the eyes by one of the Glasgow players.
Oh yeah. Yeah, but he's been suspended, Venture. He got a
Yeah.
4 week game,
But
4 game
that should
suspension.
have been pulled in the game. That should have been a TMO call, which could have changed the whole result. But yeah, we'll get to that later. Leinster with an absolute domination over Harlequins, which just shows you Marcus Smith is pointless. 62-0.
Harlequins were awful. Harlequins were
Well,
atrocious.
let me guess. Marcus Smith was buying a new G-Wagon. Sorry, I've been watching the season 2 of the, what you call it, Netflix Six Nations documentary.
Yeah,
I think
I
it's more of
can't,
a comedy for South African.
I can't defend him, but at the same time, it's very hard as a back when you're forward to give up in a game to do anything. But the whole team, they gave up in the second half. At 24-0 down, they gave up. And sure,
Yeah.
then Leinster, it was like a training game after that. Nobody might as well have been there. It's a waste of time after that.
Yeah. Well, moving on to the next game, the game that you're probably still going to be watching until this weekend. La Rochelle going down to Munster. The first time that Munster has beaten a French team in how long was it, Dara?
And in a knockout game,
Yeah.
emphasize that in 22 years since we beat Castres in a European Cup quarter final in 2002.
So the last time that they won in a knockout game was before you were born.
In France.
This is history for you.
But I can say when we were good, I mean, when Munster were really good, we had the Leinster thing of we'd always play at home up until the finals. So I don't think after we beat Cast, we did not play away in France in the knockout game for 10 years after that. I know, like, the
Yeah,
run goes back incredible. I think we've only played 4 times there. But yeah, it was
but
unbelievable.
the fact of the matter is this is historic just for your life.
It is.
It is the
It
first
is.
time
And
you've seen your
they could manage to do 2 in a week after going 22 years without one. Uh, no, it was unbelievable performance. I mean, I know La Rochelle. are in bad form, but they're still. In the last 3 years, they've won two of the Heineken Cups, and they're still huge monsters. Some of the like, of course, you've Antonio, you've Skelton, Bottia, Aldry, Budahan, Kerr, Barlow, Haskell. Look at the names.
Leeds.
Lays, Dante didn't play all right. Sally Tenney, and the names that they have, and they did bring the heat, but the Jack Crowley drop goal is reminiscent of O'Gara, just kick in the guts, bring it back up to 8.
Isn't that very ironic? The drop goal against probably your drop goal king.
Yeah, I can't repeat what he said in the interview afterwards about it, but he had enough of praise for it. It was balls, I suppose, without penalty advantage or anything. But I mean, it sums up Munster in Europe. I know the South African side haven't been in Europe, and Munster has always been about days like that. If you can ask anyone in England or France, they'd say it's just kind of roll up your sleeves, roll down your socks. Munster find a way to get it done in Europe in tough places at tough times, and that was one of it. I mean, Tyke Byrne cemented himself for the Lions. He was unbelievable. Munster won 12 turnovers. La Rochelle won 4. Tyke Byrne won 4 in the match. And it would have been 5, but for the last penalty was given for Jacques rolling away because Byrne was in a jackal position. He kept rolling on the floor. Just unbelievable. My heart rate was measured at 130 beats a minute on my watch in the last play when they were cut. The referee went to the TMO to check for a potential high tackle on Jacques. Wasn't given because Jacques was falling. But yeah, Gavin Coombs is another one. Charge down, try. Might bring back bad memories for Kirby 2 years ago in Cape Town and the final he charged down Libach in the Munster 22 and got us up to the Stormers 22. But yeah, I loved it. And yeah, what a night apparently it was in south of France. I know one guy that was over there. I texted him at 2:15, got Irish time, so that was 3:15 French time. Next text I got from him back was at 2 o'clock, 2 p.m. Irish time, which is 3 p.m. French time. So that, I suppose, shows you the night that they all had of refreshments down there.
Yeah. But anyway, moving on to the next game. We already mentioned the fact that there was a bit of foul play there, which could have changed the outcome of the game. But unfortunately, it didn't happen until after the game, which was Glasgow beating Leinster Tigers. Another way, Andre Pollard probably wouldn't want to have finished off his European.
Yeah, well, to be fair, taking it the eye out, Glasgow were better side, but Leicester clung on for the whole first half. And then the second half, Glasgow just blitzed them. They took every opportunity, and thoroughly deserved.
And then, of course, the Bordeaux Bagels taking on Ulster and beating them quite comfortably there. And then
I'd like to say in that game wasn't comfortable. When it's 12 points, and Ulster had 2 disallowed tries in the match. I mean, Ulster were magnificent. It's impossible nearly to cut out Bordeaux, but I mean, 6 tries.
And Bordeaux as well.
Yeah, in Bordeaux, 6 tries. Stockdale was unbelievable. So was McCluskey, Zach Ward. But yeah, I suppose the thing that let Ulster down in key moments was they gave away 2 tries from missed tackle after missed tackle type rugby where Miafu and Peno are getting on the ball and running through, and that you can't give Bordeaux that because they'll take every chance they get with that. But Ulster were brilliant. They've had some brilliant rugby, and yeah, they can beat thoroughly proud of themselves because a lot of their younger players showed leadership as well in the forwards, McNabney and David McCann and well, he's not young, but Rob Herring was fantastic as well. So yeah, it was a good sign for us for that game.
And then probably someone that wants to redeem themselves, especially since they lost, or not lost, but beaten themselves a couple of times, is Toulon trying to prove the fact that they actually, Toulouse, sorry, trying to prove that they are a great team without the likes of Anton Dupont, beating Sale Sharks. But yeah.
Well, I suppose that's a game. Sale were brilliant in the first. Sale were 15 and up at halftime. Sale were brilliant, but they tried to lift with Toulouse physically. You can only to a certain period. Toulouse are just too big, too powerful. They'll wear you down. Because when you've got Miafu, Flamand, Jack Willis, Francois Cross, they'll wear you down. By hook or by crook, they'll wear you down. They're just too physical to compete with.
Yeah. Yeah. But that brings us to the next step, which is the road to the final in the Challenge Cup and, well, the quarterfinals, basically. As you can see, the next game there for Munster. But going to the quarterfinals for the Challenge Cup, we start the weekend off with Edinburgh hosting the Bulls. As you can see, there's the people that will be hosting the games on TV.
That could be a corker. That could, you know that?
Yeah. And then we have Ospreys. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I thought we were doing predictions. Sorry.
We'll go to predictions after the list. And then we got the Ospreys hosting Lyon, Connacht hosting Racing, and Bath hosting Glasgow. So we've got a bit of a URC and then a bit of a mix-up between URC and top 14, and then ending with the Premiership game this week. But yes, the Bulls, Edinburgh. Are we going to say the Bulls are going to come on top, or are we going to say Edinburgh is going to come on top?
Full strength Edinburgh versus full strength Bulls. I assume the Bulls will put out a full strength team if they did last week. I'm going to narrowly say the Bulls. I think the Bulls have that quality, that edge.
Right now in the URC, the Bulls, the Leinster, and here's the Glasgow are the three teams that are pretty much guaranteed top 8 positions. So they can actually rest their players in the next 3 or 4 games in the URC and push here.
Yeah.
So I do think the Bulls are going to come up on top.
I heard a lot of Bulls people thinking that they'd rest it because they want to finish second in the URC, but the Bulls after this are playing Munster and Thomond Park and Glasgow away. So I mean, getting knocked out of this competition would be a waste. If you were to lose one of those games, you'd still finish third. But yeah, I think Bulls will go hook, and I don't know. I think the Bulls will physically mash Edinburgh. Just the bulk up front. I don't think Edinburgh will have the same level.
And you, Jacques? Well, what do you think?
I do agree. But because he goes with the Bulls, I'm going to go draw.
You have to be very careful.
I know.
I
know. Calm down. I know.
He's playing neutral. He's playing neutral because he wants to go against you, but at the same time, he can't go against his girlfriend. So therefore, he's busy saying it.
To be quite honest, I'm going to start being the bigger man here. I also think the Bulls will take it.
The bigger man, not the bigger man in his relationship, though, because he's still too scared to say anything but the Bulls.
I don't like the Bulls. I say that proudly. I don't like them. But
there's a saying in South Africa.
In 5 minutes, oh honey, how are you? Yes, I love the Bulls. What do you mean? These guys are live.
What do you call it? Here in South Africa, a lot of provinces will say they love their team and anybody who's playing against the Bulls. But yeah.
Might need to put that saying up in my house.
Ospreys, after their comeback, I mean, they lost to the Scarlets in the last round of the URC. They beat the Scarlets to advance on to the quarterfinals, going up against Leon at home. And right now, the Osprey fans seem very optimistic and like they're going for it. And I actually have to go with the Ospreys this weekend as well. I'm going to have to give it the Ospreys. I'm going to beat Leon.
I'm going to agree. I think the Ospreys will have more. Leon were good last week against, as much as I hate Sharks, it was the Sharks 50-50 team that they played. And I think that Ospreys and Wales will be more difficult. I think they'll fall down.
He's going Leon.
I'm going Leon.
Yeah. I'm sending that clip to the Black Feather podcast right now.
Yeah.
Put it on there. Put this, cut this out, put it on there and let them know that I'm just saying that because he went for the Ospreys. Otherwise, I would have gone for them. But
yeah. Then we got Connacht hosting Racing. I think that's going to probably be the game of the weekend for this quarterfinal in the Challenge Cup. Connacht are definitely going to be pushing to get something in their trophy cabinet this year. And against Racing, if they beat Racing, I think it'll be a little bit easier for them the next step of the way in the semi-final. Because, of course, if they either go up, well, if they beat Connacht, or whoever beats in this game plays against the winner of the Leon and Ospreys game.
Yeah, so, I suppose they'd be at home. They'd be at home in the semi-final as well, which of course would be benefit. I have to go with the heart, I suppose, on this one. I'm going to have to say Connacht to win by 7. I think it'd be tough to be physical, but I think Connacht are very good at home. So I think Connacht will just edge it.
Yeah. And then, of course, we've got Bath hosting Gloucester.
No. Huh? Racing is going to demolish them by at least 15.
Okay. I love the enthusiasm.
Of course.
And Bath versus Gloucester, because Bath has Thomas du Toit, I'm going to go Bath.
Well, expect a bit of physicality here. West Country derby, Bath and Gloucester are very close to each other. They hate each other. A few red cards, a couple of... If you're ever bored, look up Bath versus Gloucester fights. You get enough of them to last a 15-minute video. But
next week's episode.
I want Gloucester to win because Gloucester are my favourite English side, but Bath.
All right, cool. But yes. And then we got the quarterfinals.
I want Gloucester. Gloucester, go on, say it, Jacques. Gloucester.
Bath.
He's going to go Bath.
Okay.
Because they have a Sharks player there.
Gloucester.
Yeah, so as you can see, this is what the games are starting up. Of course, on Friday, we have Leinster hosting Glasgow. I'm going to have to go Leinster. As much as we all going to hate to say it, we're going to have to go Leinster beating Glasgow.
Honey, I know this is not a personal attack on you or your family when I say I think Leinster will win. Please, please do not turn up to my house with a hatchet in your hand. Please. Thank you.
Please, can we get a video of whatever the next interaction between the two of you is, the first interaction? Send it to us. Make it a TikTok.
No.
Okay, just wait. My girlfriend is busy downloading Zoom. She'll probably join us shortly.
Okay, cool.
Okay, but just please, it's not a personal attack. I want you to win. I want you to win, trust me.
But
yeah, that's too much politics. I'm going to pay for that one.
Yes. I bet you right now she's going to, what's called, Bordeaux is going to beat you.
I was prepped before this to say Glasgow would beat Leinster, and I just can't.
Yeah. So yeah. Munster could beat Bordeaux, but I don't think so. Bordeaux right now in the tournament at home, it seems to be a fortress for them.
It's very difficult to win in Bordeaux against this Bordeaux team.
If you do it twice in 1 month, or basically 1 month, go buy yourself a lot of tickets.
I'm drinking Limerick dry if we beat Bordeaux. I woke up with some hangover on Sunday, boys. I tell you, I mean, I didn't get out of bed for about 5 hours after I woke up. But I think Bordeaux just have enough quality. I hate to say it. I think Bordeaux will make it.
Yeah.
I think it'll be very close.
Does Bordeaux actually have big names playing for them?
Pernod, Biarra, Penot, Jalibert, Lucu.
Hello.
Okay.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
Mike.
Yeah, you are on mute. Please turn on your camera.
Here we go.
Yeah. but before she comes in and starts talking about the Bulls, just carry on quickly. Northampton Saints versus Castro. I'm going to have to go Saints.
Yeah, Saints with batter cast.
And then probably a game of the weekend for the Champions Cup. It's going to be Toulon versus Toulouse.
I don't know.
That is going to be a hard one. I think Toulouse could take it with the history and everything.
I think Toulouse have the quality, but in Toulon, only two sides have won in Toulon in the last 10 years in the European Cup: Exeter and Munster, and both of them were last season. Toulouse by 2.
Yeah.
2.
By 2, yes. Toulon are really good.
Yeah. And now we're just waiting for Jacques' girlfriend to unmute herself.
And put the camera on.
Yeah, there you go. She's unmuted. Camera's coming on.
Oh. Camera.
Hey! First of all, I want to know, what is your take on the fact that the Bulls came out on top against Bayonne away?
Well, obviously, it's
such a Bulls sponsor there.
It's the Bulls. It's expected.
Don't be shy, my baby. Don't be shy.
Well, obviously.
Such a Bulls answer. And how's your dad feeling? The fact that they went down against Edinburgh.
Do you want to ask him yourself? He's here.
Jacques.
Obviously, he's listening. I told you that he's going to come on. I told you. He has to come and put the opinion. It's the best way.
God's sake, when we get all the South African provincial sides in there, get the Greek and the Pumas and all, we might as well. You know what, boys? We might as well. Sure,
do you want to bring your girlfriend in? Yeah, bring your girlfriend in with the glass.
No, I don't. No, I don't.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Life is good.
Yes, I do like the Bulls' honest opinion. Of course it happened. But the thing I want to know is, from a Bulls supporter, how do you feel about the fact that Pollard, the freaking Cape Townian, is going back to the Bulls? Hello?
Yes.
Oh, yes. Oh, flipping hard.
I love that.
Can't you come back home and come right to the Stormers?
Nobody wants to play for the Stormers because you're cack. That's what.
Hey, I will prove you wrong in a few. It says the guy whose team went on a freaking shopping spree and got 4 players in the same time that everybody's probably announced 1 or 2. As you said, JJ Haran's like a person who works
he's like the Grim Reaper, boys. He doesn't stop coming back. That fella's been back at work.
Yeah. Then you got Lee Barron, and you got Dan Keeley and Michael Milne. Two Leinster players coming.
No. It's Dan Kelly. What? No, not Keeley. Jesus Christ, that was bad on your. Yeah, two Leinster rejects. Not exactly excited about those two. Excited about Dan Kelly already. He's a good player. And Hanrahan, please retire. I mean, stop coming back. This is the fourth time he's been back at Munster. The fourth.
Rookie, Johanno Augustus from Stormers, who went to Saints, is now going to Ulster. So, I mean, he's
quite all of your best players want to play for other URC teams so they can beat you.
It's all about the money. But yeah, hopefully once the sale goes through, we're going to do a lot more better of Newlands. Then to the Scarlets, Exeter Rugby, Joe Hawkins is going to probably go just back home to Wales and go play for the Scarlets. Sharks, this is one that this is probably going to cause some headaches for you, Jacques.
I want to hear the opinions on this one.
Yes, Edward van der Merwe, again, another Stormers player who went to the Lions.
Lions
player, Jacques or Kirby.
But wait, still started off at the Stormers, like most players.
Where you go out of that nonsense? Everyone who's ever walked into Cape Town started with the Stormers in your mind. Were you sharp?
Yeah. So Edward van der Merwe has been confirmed to go to the Sharks. I know there was talk about him going to Sale Sharks and other places, but he ended up signing.
Just wait. Calm down. He didn't go anywhere. Comes to the Sharks. Lovey, if you need to go, you can go. Nobody's going to be cross or angry with you. You made your point like, woo, Bulls, baby, yeah! Although it's a shitty team, you made your point. Congratulations. Good. And I will still love you, even though the Bulls will lose.
If only I was allowed to say this stuff about Glasgow, I'd have a field day, boys. It's like, I wouldn't keep my relationship if I said any of that shit about Glasgow.
If you say anything like that, Glasgow, Jacques and I will have to buy a plane ticket to come to your funeral. But anyway,
I need to buy an AK-47 if I want to say that stuff about Glasgow, or a machine gun or something.
As you can also see, going to the Dragons.
Maybe just wait, babes. Yeah. You can really go. We'll understand.
Okay, I'm gonna say bye to you guys. Thank you for letting me join. And maybe I'll join after the Bulls won again, just to rub it in your faces.
Oh my God! Wait until the Bulls play at Munster in 2 weeks. You see a proper rugby team.
I'll just join to see you. I'll just join to see you wear blue, just to show me how you appreciate.
Never wear blue. You'll never catch me in blue. Never, not a chance. That's Leinster's colour.
Wait! Are we making a bet here? If the Bulls win.
If the Bulls win it, I will wear blue happily. Yes. If the Bulls manage to win it all, I will happily win it. I will happily wear blue, but it won't happen because we're going to destroy the Bulls. So,
okay,
there we go.
Deal made. Lovey, if the Bulls lose, you wear red.
I'll just have to go find a red shirt because I don't have one.
I'll send down a Munster shirt. Don't worry. I've got loads of them.
Are you going to send me one?
I will, yeah. Sure
My dad said he'll borrow me his
Lions.
And the Lions shirt.
The Lions.
Gas man.
I don't know what's worse. A Munster top or Lions top.
What's worse is not even being in the last 16 of the European competition, Kirby. That's what's worse.
That's right. That's right. All right, bye.
All right, you guys must have a lovely evening. Bye.
Bye.
Cheers, bye. Hey, listen, we could be a dragons. We could be the dragons as well.
Yeah.
But anyway, as you can see, Dylan Lewis and Thomas Young are coming to the Dragons this year, next season, and then Ewan Lloyd and Tane Basham going to Cardiff. Like Tane Basham, I think is going to probably be a big loss for the Dragons. He has been an absolute workhorse for them. I think they are going to feel that loss coming up. I don't know what you guys think.
Yeah, I mean, when you're already bottom of the league by a million miles, you don't want to lose your best player, but I suppose that's the way it is.
Yeah. And then to the Stormers. Umtunu coming in to replace
that's a loss for the Sharks.
Yeah, I mean he's coming in to replace he's coming to fill in some big shoes. With as a replacement for Kitsov. So yeah. And then we got Duvall Duvenacher, who's moving over into a more of a coaching capacity, and we are losing Herschel Yankees. And for that, we are getting Kobus Reinach. And even though he is not the youngest spring chicken on the thing, that guy is still a rocket to be messed with. And I am glad we are getting a player of his caliber too. And he started off at the Sharks and stuff like that. So there you go.
Finally, someone who isn't from Cape Town.
You see, and you didn't hear me. Oh, he started by the Sharks. It's fine.
I brought it up for you.
He started. He's from Durban. He should be playing for us.
Yeah. Though, to be honest, if you had to go to the Sharks, it would be really hard. Actually, not that hard because you will take off Hendrickson. He's way better. But he'll be in competition with Grant Williams.
Yes, Grant Williams injured, actually.
Yes.
Yeah, I was about to say I hardly willingly playing for Jaden Henderson.
Listen, I would even play Dylan Richardson at scrum half than Jordan Henderson.
I played me with my one game ever when I was 9 at scrum half over Hendrickson.
And talking about Richardson, he has been confirmed that he is going to Edinburgh. So obviously the Scottish Union is...
Edinburgh bad. Come on, Glasgow. We love Glasgow.
Oh, now he wants to get into his girlfriend's good books again. Hey.
Yeah, let's go with good books and not the comment that I had.
I want to keep my relationship. That's what.
Yeah.
Easter's not a good time to not be in a relationship. Eating Easter eggs by yourself.
Easter eggs by yourself. You are an Easter egg sometimes. Yeah. So I mean, that's the coming up. I mean, I have seen some news. I haven't quite put it in because it's been a bit iffy all over from what I've been seeing. Is it looks like they're lining up a replacement for Joe Smith in the Australian Union, which I still think is absolutely stupid. You're rebuilding a team, especially just before you're hosting a World Cup. And now, yeah. I mean, if Australia was playing in another country, sure, go for it. But why are you wanting to rebuild and reinvent the wheel before you are hosting a World Cup?
No, that's Joe Smith's own decision today. That's not.
Yeah, but the thing is, but the union, when they were hiring him, should have said no. We needed someone to help rebuild, and then bring him on as a consultant. Kind of vibes, but yeah. I think we might have lost Jacques. I think his daughter's gone. Or his girlfriend's. He's still there. Okay.
I'm listening to what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Sadly.
Yeah. And then Jacques' favorite player, Damien Willemse, has been in the news quite a bit at the moment with the fact that apparently Leinster are looking into getting him as a replacement for Geordie Barrett because they like the fact that Barrett's been such a utility back. And I think that Jacques Niba is playing. But of course, Stormers have turned around and said, no, he's on a contract until 2027. And so it's very unlikely that's going to happen unless they pull some strings now. So
yeah, of course, that is putting inappropriate images into the group.
Not that inappropriate, otherwise you'll be arrested.
Oh,
no. I'm still here. I was just shaking my head.
He finally shut up for a minute. It was like a miracle, Jacques, wasn't it?
Yeah, I have admin rights to this. I can kick you guys out and carry on with myself. But I won't.
Nobody would watch. Nobody would watch. Me and Jacques light up the stage.
Agreed.
50 odd people watched my last episode by myself that I still made time to include you guys with.
My girlfriend watched it, actually. I told her not to, but she did anyway. So
Boston, we need to get our viewings up.
She did just for the photo of me and my mate in the Peppa Pig glasses.
Yeah, I was about to say with Peppa Pig. How mature was that?
That was in a train station in Dublin as well.
And then there was Jacques getting steroid advice of how not to do it. Jacques is
I
frozen.
did indeed.
He's back. Yeah.
I actually confirmed that the two of us, we're not so different because he grew up in a town not too far from where I grew up.
Where did you grow up? Because you grew up everywhere.
I grew up in Colesberg, there where there's nothing.
Okay.
Grows this high. And now, there we go.
Oh no, we're still here. You frozen. Dora, is he stuck in his? Yeah, okay. You see, it's not just me.
I don't know what I was doing. I was counting my money.
Were you betting?
I got match tickets. I got match tickets to first of all, I got match tickets to the Munster Bulls game, and second of all, I got match tickets to a match the following day in Irish Pod. So I'm weeping looking at my bank account because I'm after spending €65 on two tickets for me, plus 20 quid on the train to and from the other place. So yeah, I'm currently crying looking at my bank account and counting the last pennies I have left.
Take then times that by 20, Jacques. 23, in fact, I think it is. So yeah.
Still way more money than I have.
Yep, same here. Owning a house is not easy. But yeah. But anyway, talking about that, guys, please remember to
buying a car is not easy.
That too. But yes, guys, please remember to like, share, and subscribe. If you're Dara's girlfriend, please carry on watching and share it with all your friends so they can all see how awesome your boyfriend looks.
She does.
And see how he looks before we see him next time.
Some of them have watched. They have watched episodes, and that's been fun conversations. And I've been flooded with photos of me, screenshots of me talking.
Obviously, what's going to happen now is this is a before picture of Dara before his girlfriend sees him after he's commented about Glasgow, and I have no idea what's up with Jacques right now in his face. And it's frozen in a very awkward position. Yeah.
I'll survive, don't worry. She's not that bad. She's not that bad. I might get a bit of an angry message. I'll survive.
Alright, but yeah, my fellow champions, please be safe and go out and have fun and be an awesome person. And please remember, like I said, like, share, and subscribe. Cheerio.